What's up YouTube, Angry here. Today for our Friday video we have a dark Monotype team. It's a balanced Monotype team between having a nice balanced core with Sableye, Muk, and Mandibuzz, giving you a nice one physical option, one defensive option, special defensive option, and then Mega Sablenite kind of balances in between. He has a nice, he's kind of an annoyer with his Taunt and Will-O-Wisp, and obviously balancing a lot of stuff with his Mega form. For offense, we have Greninja, Bisharp, and Hydreigon. Bisharp is obviously kind of your setup mon, also our physical sweeper. Greninja is more of a revenge killer, being really fast, and has special options obviously. And then Hydreigon, he's our wall breaker. So I had a lot of trouble making a good dark type team. They aren't very high on the monotype typings. I know like near the top you have like fire, steel, fairy. Down near the bottom you have stuff like dark. Dragon's not very good anymore, and stuff like that. And I think rock isn't very good. But I kind of messed around with the team a little bit. I switched off some stuff. If you had access to Mega Titar, this team would be really good. And that's what I used to run last gen. It worked really well. I think I was up near 1400 or so, and I wasn't even playing this thing that religiously. It was kind of just like, hey, let's go play some Monotype. But I think right now I'm not that well. I'm like around 1300 still. I dropped down to like 1100 something with my original dark type team. I lost most of the fights. And I was also messing around with the ground type team, which I was playing a lot. Like, this is obviously going up on Friday, but I was playing I do most of my battles like during the weekend, and then like Monday night I lost like 5 fights in a row because I missed stealth, I missed stone edges, I missed the fire blast. It's just that I had a realization on my Twitter. I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna go competitive in this, just because if you miss a move where you should have won and you lose, that's the worst feeling in the world. It's not worth doing all that effort and trying to win just to have something out of your control lose. But it's all for fun. So we'll start off with Greninja here. He's a Life Orb Protean set. Running some standard special coverage from Scald, Dark Pulse, Grass Knot, Ice Beam. Grass Knot for a lot of water type teams. Also some of the more heavier ground type teams. It's a great move there. Helps us with just type up too. Ice Beam for Dragon type teams, and obviously Scald and Dark Pulse, just 2 solid options. One giving you a burn chance, and then the other one giving you a solid flinch chance. You obviously can switch off Dark Pulse since you're obviously running a dark type team. I don't know, I just think it's a really good move. It does a lot of damage, and that flinch chance comes up clutch quite often. For his EV is pretty simple, 252. I choose the speed nature on Greninja. I know you guys probably think, oh wow, Angry here, always choosing the attacking natures. Greninja needs the speed here. Only having 1 of 3 special attack kind of hurts. However, boosting a 122 base speed, that's just so much return on your investment right there. You're able to outspeed pretty much everything. There's only like 10 or so mons that you're not going to outspeed. So moving on, I'll do the sweepers first. We'll go to Bisharp. Bisharp's Life Orb Defiant. I think that's his only really viable ability. He can run Inner Focus. It's going to be very niche use. Obviously Defiant's going to give you a lot more. There's a lot of Intimidate users, Sticky Web users on like bug type teams. It gives you a lot of options there. Life Orb, you can choose other items like I'd recommend a Lumberry, possibly, because this team has no status absorbers besides Muk and then Mega Sableye. And if Sableye goes down, which he often does, because he's usually an annoyer and misses Will-O-Wisp more often than he should, but a nice Lumberry on this I could see working really well. That's what that is, right? Lumberry is the one that does. Oh, that's confused. Oh, maybe just asking. Okay, I was gonna say this. That was just for confusion. My bad, guys. This is a setup set. I don't think his coverage moves warrant anything else other than Sword Stance. I really don't like running only Dark and Steel type. I don't like running just his stabs. However, his other options aren't too strong. You get stuff like Brick Break and like X-Scissor. It's just not worth it. I think that you rarely get the setup. However, I still think that Sword Stance warrants the spot more than like X-Scissor and stuff. Sucker Punch, Iron Head, knockoff coverage. That's pretty standard. That's what he usually runs. Even like the other stuff like OU, UU, whatever he's in now. I run a Speed Nature on him, kind of redundant. However, you get a Sword Stance up. It's not going to matter if you have an Attack Nature or not. You're going to pretty much one-shot, if not two-shot anything at that point. Yeah, if you get a Sword Stance up, it's just a game, and you want to have enough speed where you don't have to just rely on Sucker Punch if possible. This thing, obviously, it's your Fairy Killer. This team obviously struggles heavily against it. Between this and Muk is your only really option against Fairy types. Greninja and Hydreigon get walled out, and they usually get at least one-shotted or two-shotted, at least two-shotted or one-shotted usually. And Sableye's not going to be much good against Fairies since they're mostly a special. Alright, our last sweeper is Hydreigon. I'm running a Choice Spec set. Pretty high risk, however, a lot of times you can usually just check the right move and then keep going through with it. I know I said in the other video, oh, you can't really run too many choice items. You can run one on a team pretty safe. I wouldn't run more than 2 on a team. I wouldn't be running 3 or 4 choice users on a Monotype team, even though it is usually, you can check one move. There are enough Pokemon that can like kind of counter what one type is usually good against them. Draco Meteor, Flash Cannon, Fire Blast, and Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse, Draco Meteor, pretty self-explanatory. I do check Fire Blast a lot against like Steel type teams, Grass type teams. You see this pretty common, even like Ice type teams. Flash Cannon, a little controversial here. I know a lot of people like to run Earth Power, or like something like U-Turn even, although that's kind of a little risky on a choice spec set. Flash Cannon for Fairy types, and then Ice types as well, because this team does okay against Ice. Ice is pretty dominant right now with the whole Alola Ninetales and Sandslash. You saw my video on that team, pretty strong. For his investment here, we have 252 and 252 obviously. Again, I'm not really running anything special to like counter certain things. These teams, I don't play enough with them. You guys can like mess around or like look in some like guides for that. This is kind of like more of a beginner's guide to the team. I choose the Speed Nature here. He needs to outspeed as many things as possible, and he still hits like an absolute monster, hitting those Draco Meteors or Fire Blasts, or even Dark Pulses hit really hard. 2-hit KOs, just about anything unless it resists. Alright guys, so now we're going into some more of the walls of the team. We'll start off with Mega Sableye. He's more of our annoyer than a wall. However, going from Prankster to Magic Balance is one of the most annoying combos ever. I know there's several times where I forget, oh no, he's just gonna, he doesn't go for Taunt, he's like just a setup. I forget that his Mega has Magic Bounce, and then I end up getting like Toxic Bounce back at me or something like that. I run a defensive set on him now. I know a lot of people like to run Calm Mind on it. However, I really needed some kind of thing to burn down opponents to give myself like a secondary physical wall. There's a lot of offensive physical types out there right now. I know that Ice runs mostly physical between using the Sandslash for Bear Tick or for Sandslash. I know other types do as well. Steel type doesn't have very many special. Bug doesn't have a lot of special. There's a lot of types that rely on physical, so you need some kind of Will-O-Wisp user. Mega Sableye is mine. Taunt, Recover, Nightshade, pretty standard. I know this used to be like his regular form set. However, there's not really much you should change for his Mega set. His Mega set still runs really well. Alright, up next is my favorite person on the team, Alolan Muk. When this thing's not missing Stone Edges, I love this thing. This thing's an absolute beast. It has Black Sludge, Poison Touch. Poison Touch and like a lot of your moves gives you a great chance to poison your enemy. That's doing 12% of their HP every turn. It really helps you whittle them down. Black Sludge for great recovery, and they can't trick it off of you. Obviously you can run Leftovers, there's just no point. You might as well be running Black Sludge. Knockoff, Gunk Shot, Shadow Sneak, and Stone Edge. Pretty versatile set here. It covers a lot of different types. Knockoff obviously is a great move, and Stab. Gunk Shot hits like a truck, even though this thing's not invested. Shadow Sneak's great for knocking off weaker opponents if Greninja's dead, and Stone Edge for a lot of like flying type teams. There's a lot of flying type teams, and not only that, I think a lot of teams run stuff that it's like a flying type or a fire type as their alternate. This thing tears through, like I said, fire and flying, two pretty common types right now. For his investment, we're running obviously full special defense. Other items you can run Soul Vest on this. That's pretty good as well. However, I feel like the overall healing I get from Black Sludge is worth it. I might switch out from the Soul Vest. I don't know. I might mess around with it a little bit more. I'm kind of done with this team. I'm moving on to more of my ground type team right now than messing around with that. So we'll see if I'll let you guys know though if I really decided to change this or not. Alright, so we got Mandibuzz next. This is our last person on the team. Leftovers and Overcoat, pretty self-explanatory there. Maybe a Citrus Berry or like an Iron, not a Citrus Berry, I guess you could, but Rocky Helmet's the other item you really see on this thing, pretty common. Tanks a lot of physical hits that are light and deals back that 12.5%, really nice. Whirlwind, Roost, Foul Play, and Toxic. I could definitely see running, you don't really need Stealth Rocks, anti-Stealth Rock and Stealth Spikes in this team. You have Sableye with Taunt and Magic Bounce, usually good enough, and then Muk can obviously absorb the Toxic Spikes, which is really nice, and Bisharp's immune to it. Hydreigon is immune to Spikes and Toxic Spikes. So yeah, the team isn't really too weak to hazards. You don't really need to run Defog. If you really feel like there's an issue with it though, go ahead and run it. I would get rid of probably Whirlwind. It's nice to have a phaser though, just to phase out stuff that tries to sweep up. You see that kind of often. Foul Play obviously hits like a truck against a lot of things. This thing actually, I don't know, I feel like it just, you go up against a lot of Pokemon that have really high attack. I feel like you can just truck them down a lot. Usually 2-hit KOs. You can get near, I think it's a 3-hit KO on like stuff like Scizor. However, stuff like Salamence, if you don't get the Intimidate off on you, it's usually a 2-hit KO, which is pretty nice. So that's all of our Pokemon now. We're going to some actual fights. Okay guys, so for our first fight here, we're up against a water type team. They have a Cloyster, Vaporeon, Rotom Wash, Starmie, Swampert, and probably a Mega Gyarados. Or actually, they could probably be running Mega Swampert. They run Rain. I want to see a valuable Rain. So I love Greninja here. He obviously has a great matchup with Grass Knot. If you wanted the Gyarados, I could have easily just switched out into Mandibuzz and walled it out and possibly just Whirlwind it away. Rotom comes in here and tanks it super well. However, I stay Grass type, and that allows me to tank the hit relatively well. I can go in the Muck here, and he's going to be able to tank anything Rotom throws at me. He can obviously go for a Will-O-Wisp here. He goes for Confuse Ray instead. He's doing a little bit of an offset for his Rotom. However, Knockoff's going to take him down. We luckily don't get Confused. There's that super nice Poison Touch on that. It's going to basically kill the turn afterwards. I Shadow Peek anyway to try to prevent damage to myself. However, even if I was confused and didn't get hit, or if I just hit afterwards, the poison would have killed it off anyway. So we're going to stay in Muck here. He goes in his Vaporeon. Surprised he didn't go in the Swampert. I guess he doesn't really like the matchup afterwards. He goes in his Vaporeon to kind of weaken Muck down. He don't have many options to go into here. And Muck's able to take down an extra Pokemon. However, he does get frozen here. So actually, he probably won't. He basically would have been able to kill Vaporeon though, so he does get lucky with the freeze hacks there. However, you know that happens. Like I said earlier in the video, been having a lot of issues with like Stone Edges missing. I hate my skin right now. Just I don't know. It always catches my eye. I always like using the Gen 4 trainers, but like I said, I just made me realize why I stopped playing competitively before, just because of how annoying it was. So I guess he's Choice Scarf Swampert here, and we look like at the burn here. Actually, no, I guess he's not. I don't know how his Swampert outsped a Hydreigon. Let's see here. I don't know. Oh, I switched into it. I don't know why. I guess I just kind of sacked off him. But here obviously he goes into his Gyarados. I make a really bad play here. I forgot that. Oh no, that was some other fight. There was a fight. I forgot that Taunt doesn't work on Dark types because of Prankster. I didn't realize the Prankster didn't work on them. So, luckily we'll take the Gyarados out here. That's pretty much going to wrap up the fight because Starmie and Swampert aren't going to get through Greninja. So I'm pretty sure I was going to him here. Just Grass Knot. Actually, I had Dark Pulse because he's pretty light, so that's definitely a better chance of killing. And was probably a high base power, like I said, because he's not heavy. I can just Grass Knot here and finish off the fight. So obviously you can see here, Water type's pretty balanced type. It's not like super high in the tier right now, or not super high in the ladder. It is one of the better types. I'd say it's probably like, it's definitely top 10 out of like what, there's 17, 18 types, I forget. And so you know, it's definitely, I think it's right around middle. I think it's probably like top 10, like a 9th or 8th or something like that. I'm not sure exactly where it is in usage. I'll try to find a link. There used to be a link where you could find what types were near the top and what types were near the bottom. I'll try to find it for you guys. If I can't, just I guess it doesn't exist. I'll ask in the tournament chat. I'll ask in the Monotype chat. Try looking around the Showdown's website. We'll see if we can't find it. Okay, so for our next fight here, we're up against a really bad matchup. We have a Bug-type matchup against Thony95. They're running Scizor, Shuckle, probably you would assume Mega Beedrill here, Heracross, Volcarona, and Masquerain. For possible leads here, obviously Alolan Muck is probably your best option. That or Scizor, problem is Volcarona. We do run Stone Edge on Muck, and thankfully we get the hit here. That was really nice in this fight. I know I was missing a lot of them, so I was kind of nervous. However, once the Volcarona is out of the way, your team's usually going to do fine against this. Gunk Shot does great damage against the Heracross here. He switches out into his Beedrill. I guess because he thought I would switch into Mandibuzz here. I don't know. I don't know what Beedrill's going to do against the Mandibuzz. He goes for the U-turn. Gets a free switch back into a Scizor here. Foul Play, however, is going to come in. That's a nice 33% to Scizor. Scizor, even if he tries to set up, I have Whirlwind on Mandibuzz, so I wasn't too worried. He does U-turn back out into Heracross. That's why I went for the Whirlwind here to try to get a better matchup. He goes in his Masquerain. And these things are actually kind of annoying. You don't see them too high in the tier, but like in any, like, I think it's like RU, NU maybe, but it's actually pretty good. Like, I mean, it's obviously not going to be beating stuff in like Ubers or OU. However, it does have a nice niche use. It's a really annoying thing to deal with. A lot of the Pokemon I always seem to use never work against it. That Fell Stinger ability is really annoying. I never realized that it gave you 2.5 boost. I thought it was like a 1-stage boost. So I got really scared, but I had Sableye to burn it and kind of force him out afterwards. And now he's just kind of switching around. Doesn't really have a good option to go into anything here. So he kind of has to sack off his Beedrill here. Obviously, I'm going to recover unless he crits on something here. It's not going to, even if it does, 37%. I thought he was going to crit like something else that was stronger. Goes into his Masquerain. This thing's super annoying. I go in the Muck, I kind of just sack it off to get a free switch into like Yeah, Hydreigon here just to drop a Draco Meteor or a Fire Blast in case he's switching to Scizor probably. I've been going on fast, so I'm not even able to like keep up with what I'm saying here. Obviously he's going to go first, hit the Ice Beam. I don't think that crit mattered at +1. It might have, but I can just go into Bisharp and Sucker Punch here. He probably could have went for another one or switched out, but then he loses his boost. He kind of thought it was probably just the best to get it over with and go to the next thing. His Heracross isn't going to tank from 33.9 out. I was kind of not surprised about it, but like, you know, like, alright, that makes sense. I go for the Swords Dance here, getting a little risky. I'll go for the Swords Dance. Actually, the knockoff. I guess because I was faster. I don't know. I thought that Scizor was faster, but he's not. I'm sorry. I'm making so many mistakes in this fight here, trying to keep up with this. Bishop's just going to sweep through. I guess that's how that speed EVs came into play there. It was really nice. He stayed in. And then Bisharp can just finish off the team. That just shows off how great it is. When you can get a Sucker Punch up with Bisharp, even if it's a bad matchup against like a Bug-type team, Bisharp can just run train through teams, because you have to worry about him Sucker Punching. If you try to predict a Sucker Punch and go for like a Quiver Dance, then he goes for his regular move and takes him out. If they go for an attacking move, Sucker Punch is going to come over. At +2, that's going to annihilate anything, even if it's resisted. Like you saw Heracross, obviously he was weakened, but that's what happens. You don't send up Bisharp early in a fight. You save Bisharp until after some of your walls are dead, until like your Ninja has came in and Revenge Kill, or at least weakened down a few things. You come into Bisharp. If you can force a good switch and get a nice Swords Dance off like I did, sorry about that. Since you get a nice switch in, or like force a nice switch or like a U-turn, get a free Swords Dance off, and if their team's weakened enough, you can just sweep through the rest of it. You have to be careful. Like if he has Volcarona up still, obviously that wouldn't have been possible. He's just faster, and Sucker Punch even at +2, I don't think it would kill from full health. But you know, like I said, just get stuff weakened down, save it for the end of the game. It's a great late game sweeper. Get an easy Swords Dance up, and then Sucker Punch kind of makes up for your lackluster speed. Okay, so I'll try to not make so many mistakes saying stuff in this battle here. But we're up against Guy here, Guy 2000. He has an Ice-type team, sort of similar to what I ran, but he's running 2 Slush Rush users, which is something I probably should have done. I kind of forgot how good Beartic could be in it. He's running Beartic, Alolan, Ninetales, and Sandslash, Avalugg, Huron Black, and Weavile. Very offensive team here, not as defensive as mine was with the Mamoswine. Obviously, he's just trying to set the Snow and the Roarveil with Ninetales and sweep through with Sandslash and Beartic. He's got a great attacking type and 2 other great attackers in Huron Black and Weavile, and Avalugg's obviously a great wall. He just goes right into it. That's what I usually do, catches people off guard. I was kind of ready for it. Just kind of dumb me here. I'm slower than him, and he goes for the Encore. That's what it was. I knew something happened where my Bishop got messed up. I was like, oh, that's not really good at all. He's just gonna go into his super annoying Alolan Sandslash here. I do have Earthquake, I think, on this, or Knockoff. I'm messing up so much today, guys. I'm so sorry. I'll go for the Knockoff here, just a Knockoff. It's Life Orb, but at +2, this thing's gonna run Train. I can go into Hydreigon, however, or I might go into Sableye. I guess I could have burned it, but either way, I probably could have won the Hydreigon as well. I'm thinking as I go here. I should start watching these things before I start saying all this. We go into Bisharp here. He's going for the Avalanche. Obviously not going to do anything. This gives me a free chance if I want to set Swords Dance up. I go for the Iron Head in case he goes back into in case he goes for a Roar or something like that. Just so they don't be wasting time. He can hail damage. I go back in the Bisharp here. This gives me a free chance now to Iron Head him down. Hopefully get a flinch hacks. If not, he goes for the damage. I think he realized eventually he would have been flinched. But I go for the Swords Dance now, and then that gives me a chance here because he doesn't crit, thankfully. That would have done a lot of damage then, and against Iron Head. Now we're safely not going to be encored into the move. However, he goes into his Weavile, and that's obviously going to kill. He could have went for the Sucker Punch, and then it probably would have killed afterwards, but he goes for a low kick and takes the damage. He doesn't really need Weavile against my team. Switches into his Huron Black, which I'm thinking is probably special now because he's willing to switch into a Sableye. Obviously knowing the burn's going to come. I Mega Evolve here and tank it decently enough, and I try to go for Nightshade just to weaken this thing down a good bit. Looks like it's some kind of choice item because it's not taking any damage from that. It's not using Leftovers, so it's not Life Orb or Leftover, it's probably that. It has actually a Beery Berry. This really made me mad. The fact that it was able to tank that then and then get the kill on Hydreigon. That fight would have been a lot closer than if my Hydreigon had stayed alive. A Beery Berry on Huron Black, I'm like, that's so obscure. Like, why would you ever run that on a Huron Black of all things? I was tempted to send that chat, like, dude, what are you thinking? Like, obviously it works, but like, that's gonna help you in one fight out of like 50. You know what I mean? It's not those berries usually aren't a very good choice. At this point, obviously, Greninja's just gonna go. I'm gonna go for the Scald here. he's just going to set up his Aura Veil. We got that prediction right. And that obviously takes him down. Or I take him down, obviously, but the Aura Veil is going to let him set up on either of his sweepers and just kill Greninja then. And that's basically the game. He goes for the Swords Dance here, kind of unnecessary. I go for the Dark Pulse, thinking he would just do the most damage. Does nothing because Aura Veil's up. And then, obviously, his Bear Tick can just finish me off with Superpower. And, yeah, this team, I just kind of got overwhelmed by the Ice types. I made a few bad plays. Getting Encored in the beginning, I should have realized that could happen. It's always a good option on Ninetales. And then, him running the Babiri Berry was the game stealer right there. I never would have thought in a million years Kieran Black would run a Babiri Berry. Let me know if you guys have ever seen anything this crazy as that. Like, stuff running berries, the resist berries on, like, random Pokemon. Like, you never see stuff like that. So I got one more fight for you guys. Ended on a more positive note, a fight that we win. So let's go check it out. Alright, so we're up against a Fire-type team here. A type that my team actually does pretty well against. Obviously, Bisharp's weak to it, not my Bishop. Hydreigon has some good moves against it. Just with his resist, and Draco Meteor hits pretty much everything on his team really well. Greninja obviously has a good matchup. However, with the Sun up, his Water-type moves won't do as much. Kind of really annoying how Fire gets to basically get rid of one of its weaknesses by running Sun. But Infernape, Torkoal, Mega Charizard Y, I don't know these things called Incineroar, Marowak, Alolan Form, and Moltres, of all things. The Moltres was the only thing I really saw out of place. Everything else was kind of standard stuff on a Sun team. It was right for the Flame Charge with his Marowak. I go for the Taunt, thinking he might go for like a Swords Dance or something. And then he goes for the Shadow Bone here, obviously get the D-Drop. I'm just going for the damage on Nightshade here. I switch out in the Mandibuzz. Obviously, this thing can tank anything that Marowak throws at me. This is Mandibuzz shining right here, just showing that it can. Marowak's a really strong Pokemon, and Foul Play obviously kills there. But Marowak's a really strong Pokemon. Mandibuzz can take anything he has. I sack off Sableye here, or I thought he was gonna go for like a Fire Blast or something, so I kind of just sack off Sableye. End up getting a free Nightshade and bouncing the rocks back, which is really half hard as it is to his team. Because look at his team, everything's weak to it, and then Charizard and Moltres are both 4 times weak. We go into Greninja, he outspeeds Infernape. I was kind of worried about Mach Punch. I was like, oh, he did run for Mach Punch. I was like, there's no way a freaking Infernape's gonna run Mach Punch on a Stealth Rock set. You don't see that too often. I know Infernape can run a lot of different things, so I was kind of worried about it, but I took the risk and paid for it, obviously. Greninja's gonna go down after Torkoal goes down. But he's down to 3 Pokemon left, and obviously, Hydreigon can obviously put in work here. He's gonna go for I'm gonna go for the Draco Meteor. Get him down to 6%. He just go for the U-turn. I'm still alive. He goes into Charizard afterwards. He has Solar Power's ability, which is kind of dumb, because you can possibly switch into the Sun sometimes, and that's gonna. You're taking 12%. You shouldn't be taking. He goes for the Ancient Power. Kind of surprising. I know people I try to get those stat boost stuff. Not really worth it in my opinion. Lets me kill his Charizard. That's basically game at this point, because I can just go into Bisharp here, knock off faster, just kill it. I was gonna say I can go into Muk as well and try to Shadow Sneak. Might not have killed though, and then I can Sucker Punch freely here. Not really worry about whatever, because Moltres can't really set up with anything. I'm like, he's gonna have to go for an attacking move here. Does that much damage? I can just go into Muk now, and as long as I don't miss, the Stone Edge is basically game. Stone Edge is obviously going to kill. If he was running Roost, it may not have killed because only 2 times damage. I still think it would have. Moltres isn't super defensive. But there you go. Muk was clutching some fights. If Muk can hit his Stone Edges, Muk's probably the best person on this team, just from how much damage he can output, and plus he's a great special wall, and Poison Touch gives you great utility as well as knockoff. So there's my Dark-type team, guys. Let me know if you have any criticisms of the team. I'm always willing to try to improve. Always looking for your guys' opinion. I'll put the paste in. Obviously, the paste bin will be in the description below. It always is. Let me know if you guys want to use the team. Hopefully, I'll see you using it against me. Maybe we'll do a nice little my Ground-type team versus this Dark-type team. As always, guys, if you see me online, give me a shout out. We can battle whatever metagame you want. But thank you guys for watching. It means a lot to me, and we'll see you in the next video.